One of the most dangerous habits in relationships is avoiding conflict. If you're like me and naturally a nice guy, you have a tendency to be a bit too agreeable and to try and just avoid conflict at all costs. But it took me 2.5 years into my relationship to realize it was an absolute death sentence to avoid conflict. And it's all down to causing a lack of mystery. So in my first relationship, I had this desire for it to be perfect. I'd waited for one for so long that I was just like, no, this is gonna be like the Hollywood movie relationship. There's gonna be no conflicts because we're perfect for each other. So that meant whenever there was an opportunity for us to work on our ability to resolve an issue, we always kind of brushed it under the rug because I didn't want it to feel like this wasn't the perfect thing. And every single time we would just keep kind of silent treatmenting our way out of any potential issue and just pushing it down. But what this means is if you're in a relationship where you can't have any conflict, any arguments, any potential resolution, then the only way for you to get on is if you're exactly the same. You're almost identical, because then there would be no friction. And that sort of works, especially if you had two people that are willing to sort of betray some of their identity for the absolute neediness of the validation of the other person. And that's what I was, definitely. And what happened was we just kept compromising more of who we were, especially on her side, because I was a bit older, and then she felt like she ended up changing quite a lot to match up to who I was. And she felt like she lost herself in that relationship because we became so similar. And that's the danger. If you can't have the fact that she has different interests, she thinks different ways about the world than you do, and you can't have that ability to have like a resolution discussion, then you become the same. And one of the killers of attraction is simply homogeny, being identical, because there's just no interest there. They feel like they know you inside out, that there's nothing new to discover about you. It removes any mystery from the relationship. So a completely unforeseen downstream impact of your inability to have that kind of conflict resolution with your partner is that this issue leads to this problem down here of no mystery, and you just having that kind of lack of interest in each other later on. There's a little bit of heat and spice in the fact that you are different. Like, I'm quite a logical guy, and I'll often go, like, I'll date girls that aren't always that way. Like, maybe they're into spirit stones and ghosts and believe in all this kind of stuff, and older me, or technically younger me, previous me, thought it was necessary for us to absolutely agree on this, because how can she believe in this stuff when I don't? No, that's like, it's idiotic, and it compromises us being a perfect match if that is. So no, they have to agree with me. But now I'm just like, that's cool. I don't particularly believe in that, but I think it's at least quite interesting that you have that separate belief, and it keeps an excitement between us because we are different. There is more to discover. So one of the biggest traps you can fall into is avoiding conflict at all cost. It always comes back to haunt you. So working on your ability to communicate when you have problems, put your needs forward. It's a skill that is required. And if you don't, it will always fall apart. If you want to see my second major reason relationships fall apart, then check out this video here where it shows you how many people lose their roles.